Hello YouTube, Triumph Guy here. Probably wondering why I always wear the same clothes on my videos. That's basically because these are my car maintenance clothes. Anyway, what we're going to do today is I'm going to try and paint the engine in situ. Now, a lot of people will probably be whinging about this, going, oh, why don't you just take it out? Well, the reason I'm not taking it out is because I haven't got a hoist yet. My garage isn't big enough to hoist the engine out, and obviously once it's out, you want it out for a bit so you can do certain tasks on it. So I'm going to make a video on how to do it in situ. Now, what you're going to require for this is some high temperature paint, some high temperature primer, some masking tape, and some sort of means of covering the bits you don't want to paint. Okay, so you can use plastic bags, you can use all sorts really, and essentially you're just going to cover the bits you don't want to paint. Okay. Also, you're going to need some engine degreaser and some other bits and bobs and some wire brushes just to clean the surface. And the reason why you're going to want to paint your engine is, one, it looks good. Two, it's going to prevent rust in the long term. And three, depending on what colour you use, it can identify leaks really nice and easily, and then you can just wipe away any sort of mess. So I'm going to go and start prepping the engine, the bits I want to paint. I'm going to first of all clean the thermostat. I don't know if I'm going to paint that yet in aluminium paint. I want that metal look. It looks quite good, so I might just clean it up and just see how it looks. I want to paint the water pump in aluminium paint. The actual engine block itself I'm going to paint in like a dark grey, so it will sort of show any leaks. And also I'm going to paint the sump. Something I may paint in the future is the wishbones and some of the suspension units. I have bought the paint for that. You don't need high temperature paint for that stuff, but all the other stuff I've just mentioned, that you will need some high temperature paint. Anyway, let's get to it. Essentially, here's the degreaser I used. It's from Halfords. Essentially, you just spray it on and then rinse it off, ensuring that you don't get any on the electrical connections and stuff like that. Also, what you're going to need is these brushes here. As you can see, I've got a size of 3. I think I've got these online for about £5. The small one's really good for getting in small places, and the big one's good. Also, it's got a soft one, good for brushing off any sort of debris. And yeah. Here's what the block looked like before I degreased it. As you can see, it's pretty minging. And not all of that is actually black paint. A lot of that is just grease, dirt and grime. And here it is afterwards. And you see it's really exposed the metal. I'm going to have to go over it with the wire brush. I am now going to use some silver polish just to see if this will work. However, I would suggest using a genuine metal polish. And yeah. And I'm just going to give the inlet manifold a bit of a scrub, a bit of a clean. I think this is going to make it look so much better. Obviously, if you don't want to know how to clean all this, then just skip the video to the painting part. But yeah, just try and get in all the nuts and crannies, just make it look really nice, to be honest. Get my small wire brush on there. Give it a good scrub. Just got a normal kebab skewer here, just to get, and wrap some cloth around just to get in all them tight places. Seems to be doing the trick. Right, so the plan, once this is clean, I'm going to mask up the rest of the area around and then spray this. Disconnected this, so I'll just place that down there. I'm going to cover this up, and I'm going to cover this up. I want to keep that like that now. I've decided I'm just going to polish it up, get some steel polish, tried using this silver polish, it seemed to work all right. But yeah, essentially I'm going to cover the rest of it up, spray that, and unfortunately, well, this is a high temperature paint, which you're obviously going to need, but the problem is it's in a spray can, so it's going to be quite hard to mask everything up and just get it in. But once that is clean, that's my plan. Luckily for the actual engine, as you can see, the degreaser's worked really well. It stripped it right back. I'm going to obviously go over that, and then I've actually got a can of paint to paint that, so I think that'll be easier to do it in situ. Yeah, I'm really happy with what the degreaser's done. Not going to bother too much about this exhaust manifold. May just give it a clean up, and we'll be getting a new one anyway, so I'll be getting my twin exhaust. But yeah, it's doing all right. Now I'll just show you quickly what I've done with the masking. So obviously I've masked this off so this doesn't get paint on it. Mask this area here, the electrical connection and inside the hose. I'll obviously just go over that before I paint. Same in this hose and here as well. I will get a bag to cover the belt, and I'm just going to aim at this area here, okay, and just around here. Now, the reason I'm not paying too much attention about masking up down in there, obviously I don't want to get paint on it, but I will be painting down there anyway. Also, top tip, move these, it's a little bit easier to get in. So I figured that because I've got pretty rubbish masking tape and it shouldn't be too sticky to remove, I would just put that over the belt. So far it looks all right. It's the first coat. I'm going to do another coat, and yeah, I've done the other side as well, so I've got to wait about 15 minutes and then I'll give it another go. So as you can see, it is done now. The electrical connection came out all right, and it does look pretty good. Now what I've done is I've cleaned up the rock cover where some of the paint spilt, and I'm not going to bother too much about the paint there, along with some of the other paint which is oversprayed, just because obviously when I paint the engine block itself, it's going to be in black and it's going to be with a brush, so I can tidy them bits up. It's important that obviously if you did get paint on these or on this, then you can just wipe it off pretty much straight away, just using some white spirit or whatever. Right, so now I'm going to start painting the block. What I'm going to essentially do is use this black paint. Originally it was going to be grey, but we're just going to go with it. Essentially, just got to go over it a little bit more, wire brush quickly to get rid of the old paint and the rust, and then I'm just going to paint over it using a brush. I'm just going to do this side for now, see how I get on, and then potentially I might do the next side today or tomorrow. So that's the first coat on. I'm going to wait overnight to see. See how we get on. Maybe it might need another coat. Also, I have to clean this up a bit. I got a little bit of spray paint on it on the top. Not too bad. Again, I'm going to need to give it another coat. I've got a little bit on the rocker cover. I've managed to get some of it off, but might be a case that I take off the rocker cover after I've done all this, and then give it a little bit of white spirit. When I do the other side though, I will mask up some areas. But yeah, pretty happy with the job so far, and yeah, it's looking good. Good morning YouTube. So next day, and I've inspected the work. I'm pretty happy with it. Fortunately, I did have a time lapse of me actually cleaning it with the wire brush and the painting, but for some reason my phone, I think, just ran out of storage, and yeah, it just deleted the time lapse, which is a bit of a shame. Pretty much one of the better parts of the video in my opinion, but it is what it is. Yeah, a couple of tips I'd say after making a few little mistakes is have some nail varnish remover or white spirit on hand. Have a good selection of brushes, some really thin ones. I didn't have that, so and obviously due to social distancing and essential journeys, I couldn't just pop out to the shop to get some. Trying to think what else really. Even when you're brushing, I'll probably mask off certain areas. I think that would help. All in all, I'm pretty happy with the job. I knew it was never going to be perfect, but yeah, thanks very much for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe. Drop in the comments how you've done it, and any tips and tricks I may have missed out. Obviously, this channel's for helping everyone, you know, and let us know what colours you've done your engines in as well. Anyway, I'm going to go on to some pan shots of the engine. Let us know how you think it is, and yeah, also the manifold's rusty. I am going to change the manifold out, so that's why I didn't paint or do anything with the manifold. May just give it a wire brush and a clean up at some point. So also in a future video, what I'm going to be doing is sprucing up these a little bit. You know, I've seen a lot of people that they take all this back, paint it black. I think that might look quite cool. Also I'm going to take these springs off and yeah, just repaint them or buy some red ones. Not too sure yet, but yeah, just stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe and press the notifications bell, and then you'll see this job.